Yo, what's going on, man? Today is May the 29th, 2025, and this is the NBA ChrisBeCappinn Show, ChrisBeCappinn NBA Show. Um, we have a potential elimination game in the finals, in the Eastern Conference Finals tonight between the Knicks and the Pacers. We'll jump into that. We'll talk about, see what jaXon likes, and we always start with a quick recap. Another night, why didn't bet anything? Yesterday on the show, I talked about how I thought the Timberwolves were going to get absolutely moon slid off the, out of the playoffs, and they got smoked last night from the beginning to the end. Didn't bet it though. Also talked about over. They finished with 94 points, so that the game didn't go over. So I would have split, would have went 1-1. With I think the play I liked the most was the over though. So I probably would have played them even and just lost a little bit of juice. But I didn't play anything. Hopefully you guys were able to make some money. There's a couple ways I want to play tonight's game though, so hopefully you guys made some money. Let's go through a couple comments real quick before we jump into it. I love it, says I needed one rebound from Isaiah. I'm sick. Make it back today for sure. What up, Fear Lee? Appreciate you for tapping in. DJ says Knicks. Let's talk about it. What up, Danny? Says, hey, Chris, good morning. Let's get this bread. I need some. I actually lost my WNBA play yesterday by half a second. But it happens, Good morning, Hefe. Says, good morning. What up, bro? Me says, can't spell thunder without the under. Maybe the under for the other team because the Timberwolves, they never even got off the plane, man. What up, Malik? Hope all is well with you. We got to come over and talk about that Sky game. Against the Dallas Wings today. As soon as we finish this NBA show. Good morning, Prolific. Hope all is well with you. All right, let's jump into it for today. I don't even know if I gave out a WNBA play yesterday for jaXon, but today I asked jaXon what's the best two NBA player props, one over, one under. jaXon liked Karl-Anthony Towns over his points and rebounds at 33.5. It's appealing. This says that the Pacers ranked 24th in defense against Towns' positions, indicating a favorable matchup. He set the over 60% of his last 10 games, averaging 34.4 points plus rebounds combined during that span against the Pacers. Towns has an impressive 85.71 hit rate for this line, 39.43 combined points and rebounds. Home advantage at home, he has a 58.5% hit rate for the line with an average of 35.78 combined points plus rebounds. It looks like DraftKings has the best line according to jaXon, but take Karl-Anthony Towns over and Aaron Nesmith under. When I think about Aaron Nesmith in the Garden, I just think about him hitting all those threes in game one, and I don't know if I could take this, but says take Aaron Nesmith under 17.5 points plus rebounds. Says the Knicks ranked 23rd in defense against his position, but his historical performance against them has been a struggle. Nesmith has hit the under in 57.14% of his games at this line when playing on the road this season, averaging just 16.89 combined points plus rebounds. Against the Knicks this season, Nesmith has a 50% hit rate for this line, averaging 15.7 points plus rebounds. Season trend, so over the last 20 games, Nesmith has averaged 20.4 combined points plus rebounds, but his season-long hit rate for the over is only 45.76%. So jaXon likes Nesmith under his points plus rebounds at 17.5, Karl-Anthony Towns over his 33.5 points plus rebounds. So check jaXon out. Link is in the description. As always, 50% off. And let's jump into the matchup. So Knicks are laying 4 points. And when game 4 ended, I did see this at 5. That went away quickly. It actually opened 5.5 on DraftKings. Went away pretty quickly. Down to 5, 4.5, back up to 5, down to 4.5, down to 4, to 4.5, and now back down to 4. So it looks like the public, or at least the sharp early money, came in on the Pacers here. And then as far as the total goes, 223.5 has been some battling in the market between 223.5 to 222, back up to 223.5. So looks like it's settled around about 223. So that's the line movement so far. We go back, we look at the games. This has always been helpful. If I would have made the last couple plays, I would have been pretty profitable as of late. But I think the last time I played was the Knicks in game 2 of this series. I thought that they would come out, throw the first punch, took them first quarter -2.5. They end up winning by 2. that was a losing proposition. I always also played their team total over in the first quarter. They couldn't score the basketball either. So we go back to game one. This was game one. This was the Aaron Nesmith game. 51% from the field, 40.5% from the three-point line. Knicks turned the ball over uncharacteristically. 15 turnovers led to 27 points off turnovers. The Pacers ended up winning this game in overtime. Game two, Pacers also shoot the ball really well. 52% from the field, 43% from the three-point line. Again, Knicks also struggle with turnovers. You can see it highlighted here. 13 turnovers leading to 17 points off turnovers. Game two. So then they go to Gainbridge Fieldhouse for game three in Indiana. And, this was the game that the Knicks actually played a little bit of defense. The Pacers in the second half, it's not on the screen, but in the second half, they shot, I think it was 2 for 13 or something along those lines. I was looking into it. In the second half from the three-point line, they slowed the pace down. The game ended up going under. And, you saw the Knicks get the only win that they got of the series. You can see that they still ended up giving, if you come down here to points conceded off turnovers, they still ended up giving up 22 points off their turnovers and still had 15 turnovers. The Knicks were a team that, they didn't really struggle with ball security, majority of the season, but maybe you call it injuries, maybe you just call it Pacers tenacity on the defensive end. Maybe the Pacers were waiting to play their best defense, but the Knicks have really struggled. You can see it in game three, even in the game that they won. And then we fast forward to 2 nights ago. Gainbridge Fieldhouse, the bounce back game. I talked about liking the Pacers in this game. Also talked about liking the Knicks in game 3 as well. Probably should have played both. And the Pacers did what I thought they were going to do. They played fast. The game went over. Shot 51% from the field, 40% again from the three-point line. So the only game that they didn't shoot 40% or better was in game 3. You can see the things that I highlighted here was the rebounding. So 44 to 33 rebounding advantage for the Knicks. The Knicks were a plus 11 on the boards, a plus 8 on the offensive glass, and still lost the game. Didn't cover the spread. That's pretty eye telling. I mean, pretty telling for me. You see the assist percentage, the assist numbers for the Knicks and the Pacers as well. Tyrese Halliburton almost had more assists than the whole Knicks team in this game, 29 to 17. And then again, going back to the turnovers, Knicks turned the ball over 17 times, led to 20 points for the Pacers. Pacers turned the ball over just 11 times, which is almost still uncharacteristic because the Pacers don't turn the ball over at all, and that led to just 9 points for the Knicks. So plus 11 here for the Pacers and points off turnovers as well. Fast break points. Pacers get out and run, man. So do the Knicks actually stand a chance in this game is the question that you got to ask yourself. I brought up a couple trends when I was looking into the game. So let's go here first. So game 5s, this is historical trends, of course, not just necessarily for the Knicks. Game 5s, teams, home favorites, down 3-1, 32-12 straight up, 25-19 against the number, 56.8% of the time they've been covering. If it's a conference final game, which of course this is conference finals, those teams are 6-3 straight up and against the spread. So those trends do kind of favor the Knicks in this spot, so that they bounce back, they get a win, at least force a game 6. Indiana, however, the Pacers, 4-1 straight up, 3-2 against the spread since the beginning of last season when they have a chance to eliminate their opponent. So when the Pacers have 3 wins in the series and they have a chance to close out the team, they have done so 4 out of the last 5 times, 3-2 against the spread, and 2-0 straight up and against the spread if they're a dog in those games as well. This does not favor the Knicks at all. If you like the Knicks, you do not want to see a trend like that. The reason why I used last 2 years is because this Pacers team that's currently constructed have been together for about the last 2 or 3 years. So I just wanted to see how well the Pacers did in these elimination games, specifically when they were a dog. And you can see that they do well. They do really, really well. So real quick, I want to I want to make sure, because I know Aaron Nesmith is on the injury report, and that's humongous in this game. Aaron Nesmith is on the injury report listed as questionable because of the ankle injury that he had. We'll get into the box scores in just a second. Aaron Nesmith means a lot in this game, man. We think about his defense that he played against Jalen Brunson. Real quick, I probably should have screenshotted this and added it as well, but I didn't. I'll just read this tweet that came out from Nate Duncan, who covers the NBA as a beat writer. and he says that Jalen Brunson had 31 points. So Aaron Nesmith must not have played him that well, right? Check out these crazy numbers. Brunson with Nesmith on him, 30 minutes. Jalen Brunson shot 3 for 13 from the field, had 10 points. When Brunson with Nesmith off of him, not guarding him, 7 minutes. Jalen Brunson has shot 6 for 6 from the field, 7 for 8 from the free throw line, 21 points. So you got 21 points, a lot more efficient 21 points without Nesmith guarding him. Brunson had 10 shooting plays and 21 points in 7 minutes without Aaron Nesmith guarding him. So that means a ton in this game, in my opinion. And then on the opposite side, Karl-Anthony Towns, who did have a knee injury, he's listed as questionable. My guess is that he plays. It's an elimination game. I know his knee did not look right. When he fell to the ground, he was really, really holding it. Looked like he was in some severe pain. But the Knicks play through these injuries all the time. I don't know how efficient they're going to be, but they definitely play through these injuries. So when I'm thinking about the injury report, right? So I think the Knicks, if Aaron Nesmith doesn't play, Knicks, of course, are going to be able to score the basketball a lot better, in my opinion. If Karl-Anthony Towns somehow doesn't play, I kind of think the game goes under, especially if Karl-Anthony Towns doesn't play, Aaron Nesmith does play. I definitely think it's a little bit more of an under game, just because I struggle to see how the Knicks are going to be able to score the basketball consistently if Karl-Anthony Towns doesn't play, and you could just have Aaron Nesmith guarding Jalen Brunson. Like, that is a recipe for under, in my opinion. So if I'm playing the game, as currently constructed, not knowing what's going to happen with the injury report, I like the Knicks team total to go over. There's only one thing that was kind of conflicting for me here, but the way I see it, the Knicks do have a chance to win this game. The Pacers understand playing fast is their only way. Is the only way that they're going to win. So I don't think they're going to look to slow the game down, slow the pace down. That's what they did in Game 4, and they, of course, in Game 3, and of course they end up losing the game. So I do think they're going to continue to push pace. Aaron Nesmith being listed as questionable is less defense on somebody like Jalen Brunson, who could get back to having his way if he doesn't play. So I can't lay points with the Knicks here in this spot, but I do think that they should be able to score the basketball. Coming back home, season on the line, I think that they can get to 114. So that's the way I kind of want to play it. As far as the one thing that I saw that was very conflicting for me in this spot, because I want to give y'all both sides. Let me see if I can find the tab. Okay, so I looked at conference finals specifically, where Game 4 went over, and the total is greater than the previous total, because this total is up to 223 now. It was at 220, I think, in the last game. Those games go under. So the home teams are 7-2 straight up, 6-3 against the number, but they're 7-2 to the under in those games. That scares me a lot. What I can't do is play a Pacers team total under, though. I can't do that. So this game is difficult for me, man. I wish I had just played Game 3 and Game 4, because I got those games right, but I didn't play them. So now I want to make a play, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I definitely going to wait on the injury report, though. I want Karl-Anthony Towns on the floor. He means, of course, a lot. And then also I want Aaron Nesmith. I would prefer to have Nesmith in the game just so I know what I'm getting, but we'll see. I'll evaluate, as it goes on. As far as box scores, you can see Bridges, 17 points, 6 for 15 from the field. OG had 22 points, only 4 boards. Karl-Anthony Towns, 24 and 12. Mitchell Robinson did start 19 minutes, had 6 points, 7 rebounds. Jalen Brunson, 31 points, 9 for 19 shooting from the field. Josh Hart played 36 minutes off the bench, 12 points, 11 rebounds in that game as well. And then Siakam bounced back with another big game, 30 points. Tyrese Halliburton almost had a triple-double at halftime, finished with 32, 15, and 12. And Miles Turner ended up with 13 points as well. They got a lot from their bench, with Benedict Mathurin getting 20 points, TJ McConnell with 6, Obi Toppin 5, and Tony Bradley in his 10 minutes finished with 3 points and a board as well, but he was a plus 10. So it's tough, man. It's tough. I think I kind of want to take the Pacers plus the points. I think that's what it all comes back to. I think the Knicks can win the game, but they need to be healthy, though. That's just my thought process. Let's see what you guys are thinking about it, and then we'll get into a quick recap. What up? 77 Figures says Thunder up, light work. Yeah, absolutely. Says Pacers plus 5. They're gonna pace Knicks up for the summer. Pack the Knicks up for the summer. Scott says over 220.5, and them role players almost got it done. Laugh out loud. Plus 9 points from the Wolves in the first quarter didn't help. Yeah, it's terrible, man. Good morning, Scott. What up, Justin? Scott says Pacers money line. Hard over his 8.5 boards. Halliburton over his 9.5 assists. Had a profit boost plus 513. Good luck, everyone. I couldn't talk you off of that. That's a juicy little parlay. I like the Josh Hart rebounds. Couldn't talk anybody off highly assists. He's gone over in what? 3 to 4 games so far? Or 4 to... It's only been 4 games. So yeah, 3 to 4 games. The only game he stayed under was in game 3 when they lost. What up, She? Tariq says, good morning, Chris. Not a prop guy, but like Bridges' points. He usually shows up at MSG. I'm also taking the Knicks first quarter. Live betting depending on how the game is going. Couldn't talk you off of that. G-Lo says, Pacers win the chip. That's a sharp take. What up, T? Slick, appreciate you for tapping in. Love us as Pacers close it out tonight. Justin says he's going with Brunson, 30 plus, minus 127. 35 plus, plus 180. Dom says Pacers team total over 109.5. Yeah. Back to the team total over. I don't even think I could disagree with Dom here, man. Pacers been able to score the basketball. I had pulled it up too real quick. So Pacers are averaging 120 in this series. They've gotten to 110 in 3 of the 4 games. Of course, game 1 went to overtime, but they got there before overtime. Game 2, they scored 114. They were at MSG. Game 3, only 100 and bounced back with a nice 130 in game 4. This might be the play. You're right, Don. I didn't think about Pacers team total over. I think I might ride with the Pacers team total. I think I might be with Don. Prolific says Knicks are boo-boo. Mo says Knicks winning tomorrow is meaningless. Pacers will cook them regardless. What up, Lightbear? Cash Guy said every time Brunson scores 31 points against the Pacers, Pacers win the game. He cares less, Knicks win. He scores less, Knicks win. Now you got the Pacers at plus 5.5. Indian 5. Pacers will cover tonight, Tom Tibbs says. Holly double. What up? Mark says I like the under. Also, just haven't played it yet. Total moving a little bit. Scott says Knicks going to do what Minnesota just did, pack it up. The difference is the Knicks are at the crib. I mean, this has been a resilient team all season. They just, for whatever reason, the Pacers got their number though. Man, the Pacers got their number. I'll be the first person to admit. Y'all know I'm not a prideful person at all. I had no idea this series was gonna play out this way. I do think game 1 set the tone though. The Knicks losing the way that they did in game 1 takes me back to the way that the Knicks beat the Celtics in game 1. And then it's like teams just can't recover from that loss, especially if you're the favorite, especially if you're at home. You know the Pacers are gonna just keep it going too. I kind of like that team total over. I do think that we see Josh Hart in there. I will be playing on his over rebounds. I think it might have been Scott that mentioned that. So real quick, let's just go to Outlier really quickly. And then we'll get into a quick recap. All right, so Outlier, of course, as always, if you're new to the program, the link is in the description to check it out. 7-day free trial. So if we look at Josh Hart, I like his boards. I think the minutes are going to be around, the 35, 36. I just don't see Josh Hart, rolling over. I do think that we will see him, play well in this game. So his rebounds at 8.5. You can see he's over in 3 to 4 games that he's played so far this series. 4 of the last 5 games. If you go back to Boston in the playoff, well, these are the last Boston 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they went 6 with Boston. So these are the 10 playoff games after the first round against the Detroit Pistons. So over the 8.5 in 6 of the last 10, 4 of the last 5, back-to-back against the Pacers, 3 of the 4 against the Pacers. I like Josh Hart over his 8.5 boards today. You come down here, we can see the rebound chances have been there, 19, 22, 15, 14, and 19. He's exceeded the 8.5 for the last 5 games, averaging 10.2. I like it. I like Josh Hart rebounds. Expect the Knicks to play defense, man. Play with some pride. So that'll be my favorite player prop for today. And then I like what Dom said, man. I like team total. I do like the Pacers team total over. I think the Knicks should be able to score, but relying on the Pacers to score sounds a little easier, in my opinion. So we'll go Josh Hart over his 8.5 boards. I haven't bet this yet, but when I do make it official, I will send it over to I'll send it over to the members. And then the Pacers team total over 109.5. Let me just double check, make sure that is the best number that we can get. Yeah, 109.5 on Caesars, minus 110 right now. FanDuel got a minus 118. Yes, Bet365 got a minus 115. So definitely shop around, get the best of the number. I think the Pacers can get to 110, even though it's an elimination game. That's my thought process. I agree with Dom's. And that'll be it for the show. Use the link in the description to sign up for all the plays. When I do make them, I'll share them. Resources, as always, Akia, jaXon, Outlier, Moneyballer. I will be using Moneyballer to do WNBA today. We have enough data now to start being able to use it. I do got a WNBA play as well. OddsJam, and there's a link in the description to sign up for sports books if you guys are interested in needing these sports books. Use that link. Definitely a nice way to show some appreciation towards the show. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, drop the show link in the group chat, man. As always, enjoy your Thursday. Shout out to all the graduates. I'm going to a graduation tonight. Super excited about that. Life is about celebrations, man. So forgot to shout out the graduates, man. The class of 2025. Shout out to the class of 2025, man. Best of luck on all your action for today, man. I'll catch you guys. If you're coming over to the WNBA show, I'm gonna start it ASAP. And if not, I don't even know if we won't have an NBA show for a while. Just thought about that, because if the Pacers win tonight, we'll have an NBA show for a couple games, man, a couple nights. So I'll deep dive into my thought process as far as the lines that we get for the finals if the Pacers somehow win tonight. So best of luck on your action, man. I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, I'm out.